Here I am again, and Gabriel's with me, and this is the third time that we've done a little video about how he managed to go from Puerto Rico to Dutch Corner, and he's going to pick it up with in Florida, and tell us about that. Okay, I'm going to turn it over to you. All right, you like that hood, don't you?
Oh
Uh,
yeah, I do.
yeah. I think of you a little bit like Robin Hood. Uh, you know.
It's pretty functional. Pretty
Oh,
functional.
it is. Absolutely.
Better than a hat.
Oh,
Better than a
yeah.
hat.
Keeps the neck warm.
hmm
And, friars, padres, they wear them. And,
And not just that. When if I ever want to go to sleep, and it's like sunny, if I want to go, I can just cover my eyes like that, and that's it. No,
oh,
I
okay.
don't see nothing.
Well, in any case, uh, would you go on and tell me how, I think I understand. Yeah, you went to Florida
Yep.
because your mom and dad separated.
Yep. And then we
Why? I'm going to want to know why Orlando, how long you were there, what was it like, and what brought you back to Pennsylvania, right? All right, go.
we were there from 2017 to 2022. I didn't see my dad for 5 years in this time period. Just out of choice, and pretty much, I was living with my mom and my aunt. They were living together, and the point is that in Florida, there's not a lot to do.
What was your aunt? I say aunt, but was
hmm
she in Florida too?
She's in Florida too, but they had a falling out as sisters.
Oh,
Despite her being despite being sisters, she was charging too much rent for us,
hmm.
and it just didn't make sense. And in Florida, is getting expensive now, so it's getting pretty expensive. So we just decided to come back here to get some peace, and we did find some peace. My mom right now is in Michigan, so I don't know why she's doing that dumb act, but pretty much, I mean, but Florida, like I felt like the new kid again in leaving from uh, Pennsylvania. I feel like the new kid
You mean in school, like the new kid on the
in
block?
school, in the neighborhood as a whole, as the whole person. No, I didn't know how to put up with that. No, at the time. So, and I felt pretty lonely at the time. So I felt like how I used to feel from Puerto Rico to America. And then now from Pennsylvania to so I feel the same way. And yeah, because I left the whole identity of myself in Pennsylvania, because I don't really know. I wasn't talking to friends over there, and things change. People forget about you. People stop talking to you and stuff like that. But pretty much, I mean, Florida. It took a while, but I got warmed up to it, and I became pretty much a Florida guy. Florida is. I like the sun. I like that the winters is just 60 degrees on a bad day. It rains a lot and there's a lot of thunderstorms or something like that. But yeah, Florida was pretty good. I pretty much, I mean, long story short, like at 18, I left. I was a little bit homeless over there, because not because I couldn't. Because I fell on financially or something like that. Because I just didn't want to live with my mom no more. Because I got tired of her, so I realized, hey, if I move to a homeless shelter, then I can just live in that homeless shelter, and they can just allow me to just make some money. Like I could not do things can't do with my mother. So because my mother wouldn't allow me to get a job, because she wanted me to go to a military, because she thought that if I got a job, then I would forget about the studies, the school, and then I would go to school and go to the military. But me, I want to go to the military, and I like the thought of troops and everything, but I feel like me personally, it's not the smartest thing to do in life as a whole. Just because doesn't matter how many push-ups you do nowadays, they can just drop a drone and everybody's dead. So how is it fair? If it's like the Civil War or World War II or Vietnam, I would love to fight for those wars. I would love the thought of fighting for my country. But the thing is, I mean, now it's not even fair. I mean, it's like now you got so many machines and stuff, but that's the whole topic. But in Florida, I was pretty lonely in Florida. You know, I mean, things happen in Florida. You know, I met a bunch of girls, but it doesn't work out because they're from the city. Florida was pretty interesting. It was pretty fun, I will say, but fun in a degenerate way. You know, I will say, you know, very not. It's Florida. You know, it's Florida. You know, I mean, you know, you get, you know, you shouldn't shoot fireworks at traffic or something like that, or you shouldn't speed in public or something like that, or you shouldn't even drive when you don't have a license. That's how I know how to drive a vehicle, but don't really have a license, you know. So, but the point is, Florida was fun, but it's expensive. So, and it wasn't at peace of mind, and it's pretty chaotic, Florida, you know. But we moved back to Pennsylvania to get peace, you know.
You say we, your mother came along.
Me and my mother, yep. And Florida is where I actually learned to work as a man because I lost all my paperwork at one point, so I had to stand in front of Home Depot and work as if I was an immigrant. So all this work ethic that the immigrants have and the illegals and the people who I know how it feels like to have to be like, hey, I'll do the job for half the money. He would do it just so I can have something to do today. So yeah, you know.
So that got you back to Pennsylvania.
Oh yeah. Just because you couldn't. For some reason I couldn't get my papers because the DMV was horrible. I mean, Florida's all over the place. The government's all over the place. Work's all over the place. I mean, it's a mess. It's a mess. It's a mess.
And you came to Millersville.
And I came to Millersville.
Well, maybe you can tell us about in the next video because, yeah.
Yep.
Okay, bye for now.